fellow Patriots, Bravo Echo here from Hope for Survival YouTube. Thank you for tuning in. It's Sunday evening, January the 28th, I do believe. Just a few ticks from February. And oddly enough that we need more. I think February is the added leap day, I believe. So I'm getting ready to hit the road again tomorrow morning for a few days. So I wanted to drop a video down on a couple points before I take off, and I'll try to do one maybe from the road, the truck talk possibly. A lot of it depends on the sun coverage in the early AM when I'm driving down. If the sun's just, I'm usually over past West Knoxville towards Loudon before the sun even peaks. So by the time I get to Chattanooga and the hour rolls back to Central Time, a lot of times the sun's just coming up over the trees, which means as you're driving down the road, you're not getting direct light and you're getting this sporadic lighting, and you can't do a video. So that's my problem, not yours. And I decided to wear my orange Tennessee Vol Hope for Survival hat tonight, and Miss Lucy told me I look like Elmer Fudd, and I don't know if I was supposed to laugh at that or be insulted. Just kidding. She said because of the color of the orange hat. So all is good. Let me ask you a question. Have you had enough yet? Are you excuse my language, but are you feeling pissed off? The constant lies, manipulation, the ongoing clown show, the circus around us and everywhere, seeing our illustrious top guy posing for a picture, wearing his hat backwards, and giving a brief somewhere in the last week, talking about his dad fighting in a war, and there was something pertaining to it from the 17 or 1800s, and it just goes on and on and on. And we're supposed to sit here like good little boys and girls, and it's kind of like the old saying, the check's in the mail. Yep, I mailed it. Yep, you should be getting it. Postmaster, I have not, it hasn't been in my bag yet. Well, I mailed it. One of them deals. There's a couple reasons I say this. A couple days ago, here in East Tennessee, I was driving to the local grocers to grab a couple things, and it's like 2 miles from my house, and it's the only grocery store we have in our community without driving 12 to 15 miles to the nearest Walmart. So I had the radio on as I was driving up the street, pulling into the parking lot of the grocer, and I was hearing a news break, and it was talking about how the job numbers are great, how the economy is really picking up steam, and the inflation is down at its lowest point, and on and on and on. And I actually just pulled into the parking lots and put my truck in park, and I actually turned the radio off and just kind of leaned my head back against the headrest and closed my eyes. What malarkey. You know, everywhere we look, we have people struggling. You know, we have people that are they're just not making it, right? And it's not getting better. I don't care what anyone says. You can look around you and you can just do a little research on your own. It's not getting better. So the economy is up. So let me ask you a question. If 6 months ago you had $100 to buy food per week for your family, and now that same food costs you $130 to get the same bare minimum to feed your family, the food is now $130 versus 6 months ago $100. The same amount of resources are flowing out of the stores. You're spending more for less. The government's saying the economy is up. And if you do a little research on your own, most major grocers and food chains are reporting record profits. So when you hear a politician say, "I feel your pain," it's like a punch to the face. When I hear someone say, "I feel your pain," it always reminds me back to a former Democratic candidate, John Edwards, who used to comment often about how he felt the voters' pain, right? And he was running on the ticket with John Kerry at the time. And they would often use the line, "We feel your pain." Now, I don't know that any of us truly feels the pain of those, especially single parents, young couples who are working 2 full-time jobs. One or the other parent might be working another part-time job, and maybe starting or trying to start a family, and they want to live the American dream, and they want to build a home, and they can't afford a loan because of the interest rates. And then when they're told, say for the average cost home, $225,000, that they're going to need $80,000 to $120,000 down payment. It's like just taking a straight pin and letting the air out of the balloon. So these people are all around us. You know, they're all over. So when the government says that things are better, the economy's better, inflation is down, unemployment this, blah blah blah, there's this thing called a plunge team, and I've mentioned it before in the past. There's this thing called a plunge team, and the plunge team has an office in the building, typically where the New York Stock Exchange is located. And during the hours from midnight till like 6 a.m., the plunge team, they're watching all the markets overseas. And when these markets are giving indicators of a really bad day, the plunge team pumps millions and hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars into the market. It may not come through the U.S. government. It might be a special deal with a foreign country. And it's often comical because oftentimes you can look on the market and you will see, we'll just use Italy or Greece, Spain. We'll see a country making a move on the market from the overseas markets, and it's like, my goodness, they just made a financial exchange that's like twice the size of their annual GDP. Where did they get the money? So, in simple terms, it's kind of like finagling the records, finagling the system. Because remember, the feds, and the print press, they never get audited. So it's easy to pull off. But in the meantime, those around us, it may be family, it may be you, it may be a neighbor, they're all, each passing day going forward, they're all feeling the pain. Okay, because the other day when I went into the grocery store, I just went in for a couple things, and I had I think I had 3 plastic bags. We'll say 4 to be safe, but I think I had 3 plastic bags that had orange juice, bread, a box of cereal, maybe. It had minor stuff, and my bill was $41 for the 3 bags. The orange juice was $7.50. It was unbelievable. So for many people who are having to make choices, especially for what they can buy to put on the table for their children, their economy's not going so well, and we all have to keep that in mind. Okay, and not to sound like a jerk or an a-hole, but from this day forward, anyone you know who proudly voices that they're going to vote for the current administration, you might want to take them down to the local grocery store and let them see how the people are struggling under this administration, or read some of the local Facebook and other platforms of people who are in desperate need of help to pay to keep their utilities turned on or their water turned on. So this is absolutely no joke. I don't know if you caught it or not in the last couple of days. I don't know if you caught it or not, where the jury returned a damage liability amount that former President Trump has been directed to pay the lady who's accusing him of physical assault. But it was right around $83 million. This happened years and years and years ago. If that's not bad enough, how the case was handled by the judge should, I know this is New York, but how the judge handled this case against the former president of the United States. Like it or not, he is on record as the former president of the United States. Okay? He was basically denied to present any evidence himself. the attorney who represented the former president had to present all the questions that she was going to ask to the judge before each day's trial started, and the judge had to approve them. And they were not allowed, and the former president's attorney was not allowed to call witnesses unless the judge approved them prior. So it was an absolute sham. So why I'm mentioning this to you, let's transition over to Texas. Texas versus the feds. Is this a traveling circus or what? Is it possibly another Canadian trap for the truckers and donors? Except this time it's in the United States. Do I believe this is real? Well, I know the hundreds of thousands of bodies crossing our border. I know for a fact that's real. But the question is, there's a lot of conservative, patriot type podcasts and websites out there, and they're talking about loading up and arming up, and this is going to be the one. I want you to ask yourself something. Do you honestly believe 10 months from the election that JB will go forth against the state of Texas and the people of Texas? Do you honestly believe that? Why has it taken Governor Abbott this long to finally stand up for the state when this has been ongoing for 3 years at least under this administration? If the federal government goes forth with their threat to the state of Texas, it should scare everyone, because I do believe that is possibly a signal, one of two things. If they go forth against the state of Texas and the people of Texas and U.S. citizens, it's either saying that they already know there's not going to be an election, or the party of the current administration is setting up the current president to catch the wrath of allowing the federal government to go against a state and its people, therefore forcing him out of office, one or the other. Because we already know from a lot of discussion, there's lots of discussion as to that he will not be on the ticket come November. I don't know. I have my own thoughts, but I would just urge everyone to be extremely cautious that they're not allowing Texas to proceed to be the next January 6th. Okay? And the reason I pointed out what was going on in New York is that as witnessed in the January 6th, post-January 6th trials of individuals still being held, when these individuals who are arraigned or arrested are moved around to these district courts, the outcome, like I read to you from New York with the former president, this is going to be the results that many are going to face. So I think we must stay focused on the big picture and not be distracted. We got to choose wisely, because the Justice Department and system is not representing our type. Okay? If you are looking out and you can't tell by now, our federal government and many state government we need a serious toilet flush. We need a serious colonoscopy to clean it out really, really well. And the question still remains, lots of questions, and how to go about doing it, because previously we could do it through an election, but now there's no guarantee of who controls the election. It only leaves one ugly process, okay? And I hope and pray that the Texas fiasco does not turn into that. I think there's too many red signs right now to honestly believe that Texas is going to be the final line in the sand. I'm not convinced of that yet. Maybe. I'm just not convinced yet. So, time will tell. So, anyway, I need to close this out and finish getting packed up. But you all take care, and I'll drop a video out as soon as possible. Stay safe out there. Keep preparing. Stay warm. And if you like this video, please hit like, leave any comments if you have comments. And if I look like Elmer Fudd, you can put a note down below and tell me I look like Elmer Fudd, and I'll pass it on to Miss Lucy. And anyway, leave comments if you would like. If you have not subscribed, the life support is hooked up, and there's still time for you. So you can reach up and hit subscribe and join us on this journey. So take care, be blessed, and always remember, give thanks. Proper way.